Genesis 4. Cain and Abel. Adam had sex with his wife, Eve. She became pregnant. She gave birth to Cain. She said, with the Lord's help, I have given birth to a son. Some time later, Eve gave birth to Cain's brother. She called him Abel. When they had grown to become men, Abel took care of sheep. Cain worked on the land as a farmer. Some time passed. Then one day, Cain brought to God some of the fruits that he had grown. He offered those fruits as a gift to the Lord. But Abel brought to God some of the first lamb that his sheep had given birth to. He brought pieces of fat from the best of his lamb to offer them to God. Abel and his gift pleased the Lord. But God was not happy with Cain and his gift. So Cain became very angry. His face looked sad. Then God said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why do you look sad? If you do what is right, I will accept you. But if you do not do the right thing, sin will be very near to you. It will be like a wild animal at your door that is ready to eat you. But you must become its master." Cain kills Abel. One day, Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let's go. Let us go out of the field." While they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel. He killed Abel. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where is Abel, your brother?" Cain replied, "I do not know where he is. Must I always keep my brother safe?" Then the Lord God said, "Why have you done this bad thing? Now your brother's blood is lying there on the ground. There is like his voice, which is shouting to me for help. The ground received your brother's blood when you killed him. As a result, the ground no longer accepts you. It has brought a curse on you. When you try to dig the ground, no plant will grow in it for your food. You will travel from place to place. You will not have your own home." Cain said to the Lord, "That punishment is too much. It'll give me too much pain. Now you're making me leave my home here on the land. I'll be far away from where you are. I'll be a traveler without a home. If someone sees me, they will kill me." But the Lord said to Cain, "No, I will not let anyone kill you. If anyone kills Cain, I will punish that person 7 times more than I have punished you." Then the Lord put a special mark on Cain. This was to tell other people that they must not kill Cain. Cain went away from the Lord. He went to live in the land called Nod, which is east of Eden. The descendants of Cain. Cain had sex with his wife. She became pregnant and she gave birth to Enoch. Cain started to build a city. He called the city Enoch because that was his son's name. Enoch became the father of Irad. Irad became the father of Mehujael. Mehujael became the father of Methuselah. Methuselah became the father of Lamech. Lamech married two women. One was called Adaz, and the other was called Zillah. Adah gave birth to Jabal. Jabal became the father of people who lived in tents and they take care of livestock. Jabal had a brother called Jubal. Jubal became the father of people who make music with harps and flutes. Zillah gave birth to a son. His name was Tubal-Cain. He used bronze and iron to make tools. Tubal-Cain had a sister. Her name was Naamah. Lamech said to his two wives, Adah and Zillah, listen to me. My wives, hear my words. A man attacked me, so I killed him. Yes, I killed a young man because he hurt me. If someone kills Cain, God will punish that person 7 times more. But if someone attacks me, I will punish that person 77 times more. The birth of Seth. Adam again had sex with his wife Eve. She gave birth to another son. She called him Seth. Eve said, God has given me another child to take the place of Abel, because Cain killed Abel. Later Seth had a son and he called him Enosh. At the time, people began to use the name of the Lord to worship him. Genesis 5. The descendants of Adam. This is the report about Adam and his family. When God made man and woman, he made them like himself. God made male and female people, and he called them human. He blessed them. When Adam was 130 years old, he had a son who was like him. Adam called him Seth. After Seth was born, Adam lived for 800 years. During this time, he had other sons and daughters. Adam was 930 years old when he died. When Seth was 105 years old, he had a son. He called him Enoch. After Enoch was born, Seth lived for 807 years. During this time, he had other sons and daughters. Seth was 912 years old when he died. When Enoch was 9 years old, he had a son. He called him Kenan. After Kenan was born, Enoch lived for 815 years. During this time, he had other sons and daughters. Enoch was 905 years old when he died. When Kenan was 7 years old, he had a son. He called him Mahalalel. After Mahalalel was born, Canaan lives for 840 years. During this time, he had other sons and daughters. Canaan was 910 years old when he died. When Mahalalel was 65 years old, he had a son. He called him Jared. After Jared was born, Mahalalel lived for 830 years. During this time, he had other sons and daughters. Mahalalel was 895 years old when he died. When Jared was 162 years old, he had a son. He called him Enoch. After Enoch was born, Jared lived for 800 years. During this time, he had other sons and daughters. Jared was 962 years old when he died. When Enoch was 65 years old, he had a son. He called him Methuselah. After Methuselah was born, Enoch lived as God wanted for 300 years. During this time, he had other sons and daughters. Enoch lived on the earth for 365 years. Enoch lived to please God all this time. Then Enoch was not there anymore. God took Enoch to be with him. When Methuselah was 187 years old, he had a son. He called him Lamech. After Lamech was born, Methuselah lived for 782 years. During this time, he had other sons and daughters. Methuselah was 969 years old when he died. When Lamech was 182 years old, he had a son. He called his son Noah. Lamech said, "He will help us in our difficult work on the land. We have pain when we work on the land to get food. That is because Lord God cursed the ground." After Noah was born, Lamech lived for 595 years. During this time, he had other sons and daughters. Lamech was 777 years old when he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Genesis 6. People began to grow in number all over the earth. Daughters were born to them. The Son of God saw that the daughter of man were beautiful. They chose any of them that they were wanted to become their wives. The Lord said, "My spirit will not give life to human people forever. One day they will die. I will not let them live for more than 120 years. Then they will die." The Nephilites lived on the earth at that time, and for some time after that. During that time, the Son of God were having sex with the daughter of man who gave birth to their children. The Nephilites were famous great men and fighters. The Lord saw that man and woman on the earth had become very bad. They thought only of evil things all the time. The Lord was sorry that He had made human people and put them on the earth. He became very upset. So the Lord said, I made human people, but now I will destroy them. I will completely take them off the earth. As well as human people, I will also destroy the animals, the living things that move on the ground, and the bird. I will sorry that I made them. But as for Noah, the Lord was happy about him. God saved Noah. This is the report about Noah and his family. Noah was a good man. He was the only person at the time who lived in a completely right way. He stayed near to God in his life. Noah became the father of Sem, Ham, and Japheth. God saw that everything on the earth had become spoiled. Everywhere people were attacking each other. God saw how much the earth had become spoiled. Everyone was doing bad things. God said to Noah, I'm going to destroy everyone. That is what I have decided to do. Everywhere on the earth, people were attacking each other. Now I will destroy the people and also the earth. So make a boat for yourself. Use wood from cypress trees to make it. The boat must have rooms in it. Cover the inside and the outside of the boat with tar. This is how you will build the boat. The boat must be 150 meters long, 25 meters wide, and 15 meters high. Make a roof for a boat. Leave a space 45 centimeters high all round under the roof. Put a door in the side of the boat. Inside the boat, make 3 floors above each other. I'm going to cover the earth with deep water. I will destroy all living things wherever they live. Everything the breaths will die. I will make a covenant with you, Noah. You will go into the boat. I will take your wife with you and also your 3 sons and their wives. You must also take 2 of every different kind of animal into the boat. One will be male and the other will be female. Then they will stay alive with you. Bring 2 of every different kind of bird, 2 of every different animal, and 2 of every different living thing that moved along the ground. All these will come to you. You will take care of them so that they will stay alive. You must also take every different kind of food. There will be food for you and food for the animals. Noah obeyed God. He did everything that God had told him to do. Genesis 7. God destroys people and animals. Then the Lord said to Noah, Go into the boat. Take your wife and family with you. I can see that you alone do what is right among all the people on the earth. Take 7 of every different kind of clean animal. Take a male and a female together. Take 2 of every different kind of dirty animal. Take a male and a female. Take a male and female together. Take 7 of every kind of bird. Take a male and female. Do this so that they will have young ones. Then each different kind of animal and bird will continue to live on the earth. In 7 days, I will cause rain to fall on the earth. It will rain for 40 days and 40 nights. In 7 days, I will cause rain to fall on the earth. It will rain for 40 days and 40 nights. In that way, I will destroy every living things that I have made on the earth. Noah did everything that God told him to do. Noah was 600 years old when the deep water covered the earth. Noah and his wife went into the boat. His sons and their wives also went in. They all went into the boat to be safe from the deep water. Pairs of clean animals and dirty animals came to Noah in the boat. Also, pairs of birds and pairs of all the living things that moved across the ground came to him. Each pair was one male and one female. They all came to Noah in the boat. Everything happened as God had said to Noah. After 7 days they passed, God sent the deep water to cover the earth. When Noah was 600 years old, on the 7th day on the 2nd month, streams of water came up everywhere from below the earth. Also, the water in the heavens poured down the earth. Rain fell on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. On the day that the rains began, Noah and his wife went into the boat. Noah's 3 sons, Sem, Ham, and Japheth, and their 3 wives also went in. With them was every different kind of wild animal and every different kind of livestock animal. They also had with them every kind of living thing that moved along the ground, and every different kind of bird and other flying things. Pairs of every kind of animal that lived came to Noah and went into the boat. Each pair was one male and one female. This happened in a way that God had told Noah. When they were all in the boat, the Lord shut the door. For 40 days, the water on the earth became deeper. The water lifted the boat high above the ground. The water became even deeper and completely covered the earth. The boat went safely on top of the water. More water became until it covered all the high mountains on the earth. The water still became deeper so that it was more than 6 meters high than the top of the mountains. As a result, everything that has lived on the earth now died. The bird, the livestock, and the wild animals died. Every living thing that moved across the ground died, and so did all the people. Everything that had lived on the dry land died. Nothing could breathe anymore. God destroyed everything that lived on the earth. He destroyed people, animals, living things that moved across the ground and bird. God removed them from the earth. Only Noah and his family, together with the animals that were in the boat, stayed alive. The deep water covered the earth for 150 days. Genesis 8. The water goes away. God thought of Noah and all the wild animals and the livestock that were with him in the boat. He caused a wind to blow over the earth. As a result, the water began to go down. Streams of water stopped coming up from below the earth. Rain stopped coming down from the sky. The deep water continued to go down for 150 days. On the seventh day of the seventh month, the boat stopped on the ground. It was sitting on the top of the Ararat Mountains. The water continued to go down until the 10th month. On the first day of the 10th month, the top of the mountains appeared above the water. After 40 more days, Noah opened a window in the boat. He sent a raven to fly away. The raven flew away from the boat and then it returned. It continued to do this until the earth was dry. Then Noah sent out a dove. He wanted to see if the water had gone away from the top of the ground. But the dove could not find anywhere to stand. Water still covered all the ground. So it returned to Noah in the boat. Noah put out his hand and took the dove back into the boat. He waited for 7 days, then he sent the dove out of the boat again. The dove returned to Noah in the evening. It carried a fresh leaf from the olive tree in its mouth. Then Noah knew that the water had gone down. He waited for 7 more days. Then he sent the dove out again. This time it did not return to Noah. Noah was now 101 years old. On the first day of the first month, the water that had covered the earth was now gone. The ground had become dry. Noah made a hole in the roof of the boat and he looked the ground. He saw that the top of the ground was dry. By the 27th day of the second month, the earth had become completely dry. God said to Noah, "Come out of the boat, bring your wife, your son, and their wives with you. Bring every different kind of living animal out of the boat. Bring out of the birds and animals and the living things that move across the ground. Now they may give birth to young ones again. They can grow in the number all over the earth." Noah went out the boat together with his wife, his sons, and their wives. All the living animals also went out of the boat. The bird and the living things that move across the ground or went out. Every different kind of animal came out of the boat, each of them in its own group. God makes a promise to Noah. Then Noah built an altar to make sacrifices to the Lord. He took one from each kind of clean animals and clean bird. He offered them to the Lord as sacrifices which he burned to the altar. The Lord smelled the sacrifice and it made him happy. The Lord said to himself, I will never curse the ground again because of the bad things that people do. From the time that they were children, they want to do bad things. But still, I never destroy again everything that breathes as I had done this time. As long as the earth continued to be here, the time for people to plant seed will come each year. The time for harvest will come each year. Time of cold and heat will always come. Summer and winter will always to come. Day and night will never stop. Genesis 9. God's covenant with Noah. God blessed Noah and his son. He said to them, give birth to many children so that you become very many people. Your descendants will live over the earth. All the animals and all the birds will be afraid of you. You have authority over them. You also have authority over all the living things that move across the ground and all the fish in the sea. You may not eat anything that lives and moves. Before I gave you the green plant to it. Now I give you everything to eat as your food. But you must not eat meat that still has the blood of life in it. If any person or animal kills a human person, I will certainly punish them. Their punishment will be death. God made people so that they were like himself. So, if anyone kills a human person, another human person must kill him. But as for you, you should give birth to many children so that you become very many people. Then the number of people of the earth will grow and they will live all over the earth. God said to Noah and to his sons, I promise you that I will keep the covenant that I am making with you. I promise this to you and to all your descendants. I also promise this to all the animals and birds that came out of the boat with you. This is everything that lives on the earth. This is the covenant that I promised to keep. I will never cause water to destroy all living things on the earth again. The water will never again come to destroy the earth. Then God said, I will show you clearly that I had made this covenant with you and with every living animal. I will keep this promise forever, for as long as people live on the earth. I have put my rainbow among the cloud in the sky. It shows you the clearly that I have made this covenant with everything on the earth. When I bring clouds over the earth, the rainbow will sometimes appear. Then I will remember the covenant that I have made with you and with all the different kinds of living things. Never again will the water. Will the water become so deep that I destroy everything that lives. When I see the rainbow in the clouds, I will remember my covenant. It is the promise that I have made with every kind of living thing on the earth. Then God said to Noah, the rainbow will show you that I will certainly keep my promise. I will keep my covenant that is between me and everything that I lives on the earth. Noah's son. The name of Noah's son was Sam, Ham, and Japheth. They all came out of the boat with Noah. Ham later became the father of a son called Canaan. All the people who lived on the earth are descendants of Noah's 3 sons. Noah was a farmer. He was the first person to plant vines. He used the grapes to make wine. One day, he drank some of the wine and he became drunk. He lay inside his tent and he slept. He was not wearing any clothes. Canaan's father Ham saw that Noah was not wearing any clothes. He went out of the tent. He told his 2 brothers what he had seen. Then Sam and Japheth took Noah's coat and they put it between their shoulders. They walked into Noah's tent with their back to Noah. In this way, they covered their fathers with the coat. They looked away from their father so that they did not see him. They did this because Noah was not wearing any clothes. Later, when he was no longer drunk with the wine, Noah woke up. He found out what his youngest son Ham had done. He said, I curse Canaan. He will become a slave that must serve his brothers. Noah also said, I praise the Lord, the God of Sam. Let Canaan become Sam's slave. I pray that God will make the land of Japheth and his descendants grow bigger. I pray that the descendants of Japheth will share good things with Sam. I pray that Canaan will become Japheth's slave. Noah lived for 350 years after God covered the earth with deep water. In his whole life, Noah lived for 950 years. Then he died.